Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Please don't hurt me. I can't walk. Those were the words that echoed through the silent executive floor of one of the most powerful tech companies in the city. Words no one ever expected to hear from a woman like Alina Cross. She was the CEO everyone feared. Sharp, brilliant, unstoppable. Investors trembled before her. Employees straightened their backs when she passed. Magazines called her the Iron Queen of Silicon Valley. But on that night, under the cold white lights of her own office, Alina Cross was on the floor, her legs twisted beneath her, her voice shaking as she begged. It had started as a normal evening. Too normal, actually. Alina liked staying late. When the building emptied, the silence helped her think. She had built her empire alone, or so she told herself. No family waiting at home, no one asking how her day went. Just success, money, and the quiet hum of ambition. That night, a storm raged outside. Rain hammered against the glass walls of her corner office, lightning flashing like camera bulbs. Alina stood near the window, phone pressed to her ear, finishing a call with the board. Another victory. Another deal closed. Another step higher. She ended the call and turned, heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. That's when it happened. Her foot slipped. Maybe it was the polished floor, maybe exhaustion finally caught her, or maybe fate decided it was time. Alina fell hard. Pain exploded through her spine and legs. She screamed, the sound swallowed by the empty building. She tried to stand, she couldn't. Her legs wouldn't respond. Panic rose, like fire in her chest. She dragged herself toward her desk, knocking over a chair, her breath coming in sharp gasps. Her phone had skidded away during the fall, landing just out of reach. No, she whispered, reaching, fingers trembling. Then she heard footsteps, slow, measured, approaching. Her heart slammed against her ribs. Who would be here this late? Security? An intruder? She tried to scream, but her voice cracked. A shadow appeared at the office door. It was the janitor. His name, she barely knew. Marcus, middle-aged, quiet, always wearing the same faded uniform. He cleaned her office every night, silently moving around while she ignored him like furniture. He froze when he saw her on the floor. Ma'am, he said softly. Fear overwhelmed her pride. She didn't think. She didn't calculate. She begged, please, don't hurt me. I can't walk. Marcus's eyes widened, not with cruelty, but with shock and concern. He dropped his mop instantly and rushed toward her. He said, kneeling beside her, ma'am, I'm here to help. Help. The word felt foreign. He carefully checked her, asking questions in a calm voice, telling her not to move. Alina clenched her jaw, fighting tears. She had never allowed anyone to see her weak. Not partners, not rivals, not herself. Marcus reached for his radio. I'm calling an ambulance, he said. No, she whispered urgently. Wait. He paused. Why? Her mind raced. Headlines flashed before her eyes. CEO found helpless on office floor. Stock prices dropping. Board members circling like vultures. Please, she said, voice shaking. Just help me up. I'll be fine. Marcus looked at her legs, twisted unnaturally, then back at her face. With respect, ma'am, he said gently, this isn't something you walk off. The irony stung like a slap. Lightning flashed outside, illuminating his face. There was something in his experience. Knowledge, not the vacant obedience. She had always assumed. She swallowed hard. Then just stay. Don't leave me. I'm not going anywhere, he said. Minutes passed, heavy and slow. Alina's pain throbbed in waves. She clenched her fists, nails biting into her palms. I can't feel my legs, she whispered. Marcus's jaw tightened. Listen to me, he said quietly. Sometimes shock does that. It doesn't always mean it's permanent. Permanent. The word terrified her more than any hostile takeover ever had. Why are you so calm? She snapped, fear turning sharp. How do you know this? Marcus hesitated. For a moment, the janitor wasn't just a janitor. I used to be a surgeon, he said. Silence crashed into the room, louder than thunder. Alina stared at him, certain she had misheard. A what? A trauma surgeon, he repeated. 15 years in emergency medicine. Her mind rejected it instantly. That's impossible. He gave a small, sad smile. Most people think so. He gently adjusted her position, supporting her neck, checking her pupils, all with practiced hands. Not rushed, not hesitant. You clean floors, she said weakly. Yes, he replied. And I save people when I can. Her world tilted. Why? She demanded. Why would someone like you be here? Marcus looked away, eyes drifting to the rain-streaked windows. Life doesn't always go the way we plan, he said. Sometimes it breaks you. Sometimes it humbles you. Sometimes it takes everything you thought you were. His voice carried a weight that money couldn't buy. I made one mistake, he continued quietly. A bad call during surgery. A patient died. The lawsuit took my license. The guilt took the rest. Alina felt something crack inside her chest. She had fired people for less. I didn't know, she whispered. No one ever does. Marcus said gently. They just see the uniform. Sirens wailed faintly in the distance now. He had called the ambulance anyway. Thank you, she said, surprising herself. For what? For staying, he met her gaze. No one should be alone on the floor begging. The paramedics arrived, efficient and fast. They lifted Alina onto a stretcher, stabilizing her spine. As they wheeled her out, she reached out, grabbing Marcus's sleeve. "Wait," she said. "Please." He leaned closer. "Come with me," she said. "At least, to the ambulance." Rules were broken. Protocols bent. Marcus climbed in beside her as the doors slammed shut. Under the flashing red lights, Alina felt small, vulnerable, human. At the hospital, tests were run. Scans missed her as hours passed. Marcus waited outside her room, refusing to leave. Finally, the doctor came in with cautious optimism. "No spinal severance," he said. "Severe nerve trauma. With surgery and rehab, she may walk again." Alina closed her eyes, tears slipping free. When she awoke later, Marcus was still there, sitting quietly in the corner. "You don't have to stay," she said. "I know," he replied. "I want to." Something shifted between them then. Not romance, not pity. Recognition. Days turned into weeks. Surgery was successful. Rehab was brutal. Alina learned what it meant to struggle for every step, every inch of progress. The woman who once commanded rooms now clung to parallel bars, sweat soaking her clothes, teeth gritted in pain. Marcus visited every day. Sometimes they talked. Sometimes they did in single quotes. One afternoon, she asked, "Do you miss it? Being a surgeon?" He nodded. "Every day." "Then why don't you fight to get it back?" He sighed. "Because the system doesn't forgive and because I stopped believing I deserved it." Alina stared at her legs, trembling but standing. "You saved me," she said. That night, and every day after, he shook his head. "I just did what I could." She smiled faintly. "So did I, for years. But I forgot people along the way." When Alina returned to work months later, walking with a cane, the company buzzed with rumors. She was different, quieter, kinder. On her first day back, she called an all-hands meeting. "No stage, no script. I owe my life," she said into the microphone, to someone most of you never noticed. The doors opened. Marcus stepped in, confused. Still, in his janitor's uniform, she held out a document. "I'm reinstating a medical research division," she continued, and appointing its director. Gasps filled the room. "Dr. Marcus Hale," she said. His knees nearly buckled. "But, my license. I had the best lawyers in the world," Alina said softly. "They like impossible cases." Tears streamed down his face as the room erupted in applause. Later, alone in her office, Alina stood at the window again. But this time, Marcus stood beside her, not as a janitor, not as a savior, but as an equal. "I begged you not to hurt me," she said quietly. "I thought power protected me." He smiled gently. "Sometimes falling is what teaches us how to stand." Alina took a step forward. Then, another. Each one mattered. And for the first time in her life, she knew exactly who she was walking with. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that strength can come from the most unexpected places. Until next time, take care of each other.